Hey everybody, this is Tuplex. Welcome back to Factorissimo. The last episode that I published was the live stream that I did over the weekend. So it's about a 3-hour long video. And just to catch you up, basically what we did is we built this wall. In case you didn't get to watch it or you didn't want to watch the whole thing. We built this wall all the way around the base, right? So we are pretty much fully protected from biters for now. And what I did is, obviously I'm feeding ammo to everything here on a belt, and then the belt goes in a loop. Why does it go in a loop? Well, the good thing about having the loop is that, if you just have the belt going to the very end, then you'll have plenty of ammo in one place and maybe not enough ammo in another place. So I figured by having a loop, that would help just to keep it evenly distributed. So you can see it goes through. There were a few places where we have cliffs where I didn't need walls. Because cliffs are basically indestructible walls. They're better. A cliff is better than a wall because the biters can't damage it. And wherever we have walls, we don't really need guns either. So I wanted to take advantage of cliffs as much as possible. All right. So basically, what we're doing is, we're building ammo inside of this factory here, right? We set this up a while ago. All of our excess iron comes in here where we can make ammunition with it. And then that goes up on a belt. We're essentially split into two halves. So this is one half of the wall and this is the other half of the wall. So this protects us from everything over here. We have the water protecting us from the south. Nothing can get in through there. And then we have this wall that goes up this way that protects us from that side. So we don't have bots yet, so we will have to keep an eye on the wall to make sure that we are not taking too much damage. I'll need to go and manually make some repairs from time to time, but until then, it seems to be working well. The other thing we could do is go out and destroy some of the biter bases, which I think would be a good idea. But I'd like to get some more tech first. The other thing we did in the last episode was move our power generation into a building. Right, so I found a way to squeeze 20 boilers and 40 steam engines in here. It was a little bit tricky getting the last 2 boilers and 4 steam engines. So I had to do this kind of thing. So these guys over here are pumping steam to feed these 4. But the rest of them are all in the usual configuration where the boiler goes directly into the steam engines. But I was quite happy to get this figured out. One thing that we had to do is to where was it? Oh yeah, we had to change the direction. When you have a power plant inside the building, you have to change the energy connection to go out instead of in. Otherwise, the power won't go out. So when you set it to out, then there's no power inside the building unless you make it. Okay. So this is running the building itself, and then everything else goes outside. All right. So that's about it. So what I'd like to do, I installed 2 more mods. I installed To-Do List, and I also installed Miniloaders. Because there is another way to get stuff in there. Actually, let's research the Miniloaders and the fast Miniloaders. And that research should go very quickly because we've got lots of science packs and lots of labs. Okay, fast mini loaders might take a little while. But we have researched chest connections on the factory buildings. And I'm going to take a look here. Allows you to transport items through your factory building using chests. Hover over the connection arrow, press R to choose between input, output, or balance mode. Okay, so I want to experiment with this here. So I think what I need to do is, alright, I put a chest here. And then I think I put another chest here. Oops. Okay, yeah. And this is in balance mode, so what this will try to do is it'll attempt to balance the contents of the chest on the inside and the outside. Let's make a couple of mini loaders. So I'll put one here. That'll load the chest. And then we'll put one here to unload the chest. There we go. And then this way we have kind of a buffer. So the other modes, what were the other modes? Let's take a look at that again. Input, output, or balance mode. Okay. Now it's in transfer mode. Oh, okay, now it's in output mode. Balance mode. Okay. So I guess balance mode strives to keep the contents of the containers the same on both sides. Input maybe would buffer on the outside, but anyway, by using the chests, the nice thing about doing that is you can use, that way you can use logistics chests to feed the buildings. You can build some buffer. And then the other thing is that I've heard that you get better UPS by doing chests instead of belts. All right, so I think in future designs we will just use chests. Right now I'm just doing this so I can get an idea of how it works. Okay, yep, and mini loaders need power. There we go. And then you can throw stuff in there. We could do that on our outputs. You know, we could use chests on the outputs as well. I'll just leave it as it is for now. I mainly just wanted to test this out and see how it works. Okay, so let's just limit that. I don't necessarily want to accumulate a ton of ore in there. All right, so what I'd like to do with, maybe not in any particular order, but I would like to do military science. I think we'll do that next. And then I'd like to do blue science, because I want to get bots done so that we can use bots to repair our walls. But I think we should do military first so that we can continue upgrading our turrets and stuff like that, make ourselves more effective. Now, before we do military science, we need more iron. Okay, so we'll add that to the top. And before we do more iron, I want steel. So we'll add that to the top. And the reason I want steel first is because I want to build the Mark II buildings instead of the Mark I buildings. And that requires a lot of steel. And right now, this is the only steel production that I have. which is weak. Right, so I need, actually, you know what, maybe I can make my first building doing this one. Because what I want to try to do is start doing some recursion. So like, for example, we could have like one big building that does iron plate, and I could have, I don't know how many of these buildings, how many of the Mark 1s fit inside the Mark 2s, but that's what I want to try to start doing. So I could have like all the iron in one large building, and then all the copper in another large building, and so on and so forth. And I'll probably have to start building in a different area. Actually, what would be a good area? Like over here, I've got a lot of room, you know, where I can place buildings and build things. Here my space is more limited, obviously, because I got water and these resource patches all around me, so I might need to start doing this stuff in a different location. All right, so let's see if I can get the steel that I need from this. I need 50 large electric poles. Okay, so I need more iron plate for that. There we go. That'll give me 50. And that took all my steel plate. Alright, so here, let's do this. So this will be temporary steel production. Grab some fuel. There. Okay. And then, you know, I've got all these defenses scattered about the inside of the base. Yesterday, I decided that I'm going to leave all that here for now, because I want to make sure that I have, you know, belt and suspenders, if you will. So in case they do happen to break through one of the walls, we'll still have some defenses on the inside to protect us. You know, and we'll keep those there at least until we have the ability to do automatic repairs. Okay, so while we're waiting for this, I also need 1,000 stone brick, which should be no problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Oh, and I have a bunch of stone on me. I'm actually going to need that for furnaces, so let's start making furnaces. And I'm going to make another handful of mini-loaders. Let's feed this stuff again. Oh, and let's add another thing to the to-do list. Let's make a mall. And where do I want the mall? I think I'll do the mall after military science, and then we'll do blue science. Okay, alright, so we need more steel. While we're waiting for the steel, let's just drive around the wall and do some spot repairs. Let's see. Yeah, we'll craft a few more repair packs. Alright, so we can just run around and let the bots go do their thing. keep a lookout for anywhere that needs fixing. Yeah, and of course a lot of what's going to need fixing is all the stuff that I run into with my car. No surprises there, right? We do have spitters now, so they're starting to do damage on the good side of the wall. And I'm just doing this to give a little more protection to the corners where they tend to want to attack a lot. Okay, so we're looking good there. Let's go check the other side. And then we'll go back and see if we've got enough steel for our first Mark II Factorissimo building. Oh, for cripe's sakes. If there's any obstacle on the map, I'm going to hit it. Okay. Yeah, so those small gangs don't seem to pose any issue whatsoever for this defensive setup. The other thing that we could do, I don't have flame turrets yet, do I? Okay, no, I need military science for that. Yeah, so that's the other thing that I want to do sooner rather than later, is add flame turrets to this setup. This might be faster if I just run along here. I can use the belt to go faster. Alright, we'll just do a quick trip around. Look for any damage. We went through a lot of turrets to build this, obviously. And my plan for now is to leave lower tier defenses in place and just add higher tier defense to it as it gets researched. So what I'm going to try to do is leave this the way that it is, even when I get lasers, and I'll just put lasers in behind it. You know, when we have flame turrets, I'll add flame turrets to it. And that way, as the game progresses, we'll be building stronger and stronger defense, but we'll keep projectiles. With the gun turrets, we'll add lasers and we'll add flames to it, and then eventually we'll add artillery as well. But artillery will be a long bit of research to be done first. Okay. So I'll leave the car there. Let's see how we're doing on the steel. Okay, I think we are good. Bam, there we go. All right, so let's see how big this thing is. How are we doing on power? Let's take a look there. We're doing fine. Now this says I have 50 megawatts of power capacity, but that's a lie. This building has the ability to transfer up to 50 megawatts. Whoops. Shift. No, I want control. Right, the next step down is 20, and this actually will make 36 megawatts. So I had to change it so that we can output 50 megawatts. So unfortunately, outside of here, it shows that we can make 50 megawatts, but that's not actually true. We can only make 38 inside of this thing. So so that's a little bit of a disconnect, I would say, between, you know, what the tooltip says and what is actually going on, just because we have this stuff inside the building. Okay. Yeah, now one thing we could do here. Do I have the space? Yeah, I don't have the space to put a loader in there. Alright, we'll just leave it with belts for now. I was going to say I could change this to chest mode and then get rid of this buffer, but I think we need it. Okay, next building. Okay, I'll just plop it here for now. Alright, so this one is considerably bigger on the outside. Right, not quite 4 times as big. It's maybe 50% bigger. Alright, and then on the inside... Ooh, look at that. I can fit a lot of these buildings in here. This is nice. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So we could do like iron and steel inside one of these things. Yeah, let's do that. Right, so and we have the first level of recursion researched, which allows us to place, we can put smaller buildings inside of bigger buildings, right? So we can put Mark 1s inside of Mark 2s. Later on, when we get recursion 2, you can put buildings of the same size inside. So you could put like a Mark II inside another Mark II, and that's where things just start to get silly and violate the laws of physics more than we are right now. All right, so let's make a bunch of these. Let's make a bunch of these Mark 1s. I need some copper plates. Oh, I don't need that much copper plate, do I? Okay, let's get rid of some of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that'll give me enough for 4. If I'm going to make 4 of these, I need 2,000 iron plates. Okay, I'm a little short. And I need a bunch of stone. Alright, so let's do set up the chests for the stone. We can do, I guess we can do wooden chests. Alright, whoops. And let's put our loaders. Put one there. We'll put one there. We're going to need power for that. Oh, and that's going the wrong direction. Okay. We'll do the same thing here. There. Okay, and I'll put a 500 limit on these. So this way we can pick up stone when we need it. All right, and I guess for now I need to just pull it off the belt. Okay, there's one. Now we need more iron. Just getting rid of the copper plate. Oh, I need iron on the outside. Okay, there's 2. Let's get more more stone. I want to get 4 of these to begin with. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna have to wait for my queue to finish. There we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, I want one more. All right, more stone. There we go. And more iron plate, as always. There. Okay. There's 4. And then we can dump that in there. Actually, let's use the stone for more furnaces. We're going to need a lot of furnaces. I'm going to need inserters. So let's grab inserters. I think I'm doing okay for belts. And let's handcraft some undergrounds and some splitters. Okay. All right, so now we're going to make iron production facility. Iron products production facility. So we'll make steel and iron in the same building for the starter base. Okay, I think when we go bigger than starter base, we'll just plan to do that with what do you call it? With the Mark III buildings. Okay, yeah, so we can use all this area over here. Okay, so let's start with our big Mark II building, and we'll put it right here. Okay, and we'll set this to make iron plate and steel. All right, doing that, we'll add the indicators to the outside. We will need to power it, of course. Let's move this over. Oh, that was kind of ugly. Alright, it doesn't like picker dollies too much, apparently. Let's place that again. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so one thing I've noticed is that when you pick up a building, for example, I could pick up this building and all the contents should go along with it. I'm not going to do it right now, but we'll try it later. Okay, so in here, I'm going to want... where do we put these? Yeah, so let's say in each one of these I have a belt. I'm going to want one belt going in. Here, let's leave 2 spaces. I'm going to want 1 belt going in for ore. So we could have... Actually, let's do the ore on this side because that's where this is closest to our resource patches. So if I do 4 iron plates and 2 steel, that's typically enough for like, you know, a starter research base. We could have all of our belts coming in here. And then we could have the coal coming in there. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to need more mini-loaders. And let's make more fast inserters while we're at it. Okay. Well, before we do this, let's figure out where we're going to put these things. Because we need the outputs as well. I guess figuring out this interior layout is not quite as easy as it seems on the surface. Well, I'm gonna need 6 belts in. I'm gonna need 5 belts out, and I'm gonna need 1 belt of coal. Okay, so 5 belts out. So how would we do that? Alright, well, let's figure it out. Let's have our outputs up here. So let's do iron, 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 and steel. Okay. There. So those are our outputs. All right, and then we'll have 1 belt going into each. Plus room for the mini loader. Okay. Let's make more mini loaders. And that's all I can make now. Okay. Yeah, so we could have iron, 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 iron. Steel, steel, right? Something like that. So I'm going to pick one of these up. Where did it go? Here it is. Okay, so we'll do it like this. So in here will be the steel. So let's get that worked out. But first, I want to make a copy of this. Yeah, actually, let me make a copy of this. Ooh, this is not good. I'm not going to be able to do the chest input here. I guess we'll just do belt inputs. All right, so here's yeah, for steel it's going to have to be different. All right, so we're going to have to design the steel from scratch. So let's just set up our first steel factory and see if we can get it all to fit in here. Okay. So we'll do the iron ore like that, and we'll do the coal like this. Yeah, let's try to do this when possible. All right. And then we'll go up the side like that. For steel to come out, we'll need something like that. Okay, so I think this is our space constraint here. Sorry, not 3, just 2. Yeah. And then we could have a belt of coal and a belt of steel. Like that. And there's not enough here to put 2 rows. So that's disappointing. Or we could do the half belt thing. And if we do half belts, I can fit 3 rows of those. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to build... Well, you know what? I only need enough in here to consume a full belt of iron. Right? Which is... Well, I need 48 furnaces. Yeah, so... Alright. Let's see what we can do here. Okay. So it'll be like this. We're going to need coal to go on the inside of the belt here. Let's see. Trying to think of how we can do this. So coal on the inside there. Actually, I can make that a little bit tighter by doing that. And then the rest of the coal comes here. And then I need to get coal and iron on the same belt over here, or on split sides of the belt over here somehow. Yeah, so I guess I would have to do, oops, something like this. Okay. And that just fits. And that's 12. Let me copy all that over here. Okay, we'll worry about where to send the outputs later. Right, so one shared belt can feed 24 iron furnaces. So this one can go up here, and then it can come down here and feed this one as well. Okay, and then we just need to put on this one, we need coal. Right, so this will put coal on the inside of that belt, and then I need to get coal on the inside of this belt somehow. And I think I could do it just like that. Okay. And then we want the outsides of the belts to join together. There, and that'll give us steel coming out here. And we can do that with the chest. Okay, so this should give us one full line of steel. There's not enough to put a second one. And I guess that's okay. And we can also update this to steel furnaces and red chest. Or red belts. Alright, so let's turn on our indicators. Alright, so those are connected. So this is where we're going to want coal, and this is where we want iron ore. And then the second one out, that's where our output's going. Am I going to use chest for that too? Yeah, I guess I will. Okay. Okay, and we can limit this to, let's say 500. And if we keep it in balanced mode, I think it'll actually store 500 on the inside chest and 500 on the outside chest. Right. On these, I think I'll just limit these to a single stack. And I don't know if I have to limit it on both sides or not. Let's do an experiment. Okay, so I want coal going there, and I want iron going there. Alright, so we'll need 2 lines of iron coming this way. One for that building. And then the other one would be for this building. Not quite like this, though, huh? Yeah, come on. Okay. Let's turn on our inputs and outputs here. So first input there, and first input there. Coal, iron. Whoops, reverse, reverse. Let's get some power. And let's throw in a couple lights here. Okay. I need mining drills. All right, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And let's add, up here is where I'm getting coal for smelting, so we'll add more drills up here to assist in that endeavor. Actually, let's see. Yeah, I need iron coming to all 6 of these, right? So eventually I'll need to be able to get 6 belts. Well, I guess I'll have room here for 6 belts of iron. Okay, and then, well, down here I need 3 belts. So let's. It'll have to be like that. So I need the coal belt to be down here. Okay, let me just double check. Oh no, that's not coal. Ah, crud. Where am I bringing in the coal? First one. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's for coal. Okay, and then this one is for the iron ore, which we will set up right now. That's 15 and 15, at least it should be. Let's see here. Yep, that's 30. So we can put another one right next to it. And let the bots go wild. One thing that I like to do is when I'm building like this, where I have to wait for the bots, is I just stand on the belt, and usually the slow bots will be fast enough to keep up with me as I as I just roll down the belt. Okay, there we go. Let's make some undergrounds. Actually, in this case, it's better to put the underground there. Okay, iron ore is coming. Oh, did I limit this? No, let's limit that chest. Okay, yeah, no more is coming in. Well, we'll see what happens, whether we need to limit on one side or both. Let's test it. It'll be a while before, actually before this one gets full. Okay, let's see if it's working. Oh, I need to reverse the direction of this belt. Here we go. Alright, and if I did this correctly, we should start getting steel coming out. So far, so good. Alright, here comes our first steel plates. And when they get to the end, they'll come off there and into the chest. Right, and this inserter configuration, obviously we have one inserter feeding with coal, and then the other inserter putting the steel on the output. Right, and then these undergrounds, they only allow side loading from the side without the hood. So that's how we can get the steel onto the belt and not the coal. Okay, and it's all running, so one full belt of iron ore in will give us 1/5 of a belt of steel on the way out, right? Because you need 5 iron plates for 1 steel plate. Now, in terms of cycle time, a 1-to-1 ratio is fine, because 1 steel plate takes 5 times as long to make. So while you're making this steel plate, you'll get 5 iron plates. But it's condensed, so every 5 iron plates you bring in, you only get 1 steel plate out. So that's why it would take 5 lines of iron to give you 1 full belt of steel. Alright, yeah, so this is limited to 1 stack. Okay, so it looks like you only need to set the limit on one of the chests, either on the inside or the outside, and the other one will balance with it in the balanced mode. Okay, good. Alright, and then we said the steel output will be over here. So let's do that. And that is the second to last output over here. Okay. And we'll need power. There. And we'll throw a light there. And we'll throw a light there. Oh. Let's set this so we remember what's going on inside. Alright. Cool. Now we could We could add like another one of these in here to get even more steel output. We would just have to bring in, another half of a yellow belt of iron into here. So, yeah, so maybe if I fed 3 belts of iron to these 2 buildings, then we would get a little more output. But I don't know that that's necessary right now. Okay, so now we're able to go over here and take the steel, and then we'll be able to accumulate it to make more buildings. Now here, I don't necessarily want it to stack up on the inside, right? So let's set this to output mode. There we go. So this should just send everything through regardless of what's in here. And then I'll limit that to a single stack. And let's do the same here. Okay, so that'll just send, that should just send everything out as long as it's able to. And then this one can hold up to 500. Okay, so let's see. Big electric poles. I need copper plates. How many? 50. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay. And then we need more steel, and we need 1,000 bricks. There's 1,000 bricks. Okay. Yeah, so as soon as these power poles are done, then I'll be able to make another one of these, and we'll use that for copper. Maybe we can make one for like copper and stone. And the other thing is that the original buildings that I have over here, I can pick up and place inside, and the contents should go along with it. At least that's what I read. All right, let's see how our wall is doing. Make sure we don't have any significant damage anywhere. All right, looks good so far. Yeah, we're doing fine. Okay, so good. So we'll continue to do this. For now, we can say we've got steel, and then we need more iron. So we'll set up a couple more iron lines in there. We'll get those fed with mining drills, so we can get the ore in there. And then once we have the steel and the iron, then we can start to make more military science. So that'll be coming up next. Until then, have a great day, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye.